When strategizing for a fight, it's crucial to focus on your mindset. Your perspective at 26 can be quite different from when you're 35. In one corner, your Kosta Tszyu, the lineal champion at 140 pounds and recognized as the number 3 pound-for-pound fighter in the sport. The challenger was young, ambitious, number 1 contender according to the WBA, eager to prove his stance. Hatton was undefeated, boasting a record of 38 wins, 28 by knockout. Up until that point, his most significant achievement was capturing a minor WBU light welterweight title. This bout symbolized the classic clash between a hungry lion and the aging king. When analyzing war, which side do you favor? The fresh invading military or the more advanced defending force? It's well known that the invading army often suffers more casualties, but the real question is, how many casualties are acceptable if they're able to break the lines? This concept mirrors the matchup. Tszyu was a calculated boxer puncher. Despite his age, it's widely accepted that a boxer's power is the last to fade, and Tszyu's career was defined by his finishing power. Hatton was the young gunslinger, eager to charge in guns blazing. The core strategy of a pressure fighter is to wear the opponent down through grueling endurance. It's rooted in the idea that if you can't outbox a boxer, you better damn well outfight him. Hatton acknowledged that he was the less technically schooled, but wagered his durability, especially given his youth. In the grueling brawl, it's not about elegance. It's called rugged for a reason, because nothing pretty comes easy. The concept was straightforward. It's inevitable to take hits, probably more than you land, but the ultimate goal is to exhaust your opponent. Hatton understood the first half of the fight might not go in his favor, but after enduring exchanges, clinches, and tussles, you better believe that at some point, Tszyu will begin to slow down. The real question is, how much damage or time will it take before he begins to lose his footing? When facing a charging bull, the confrontation is unavoidable. Standing your ground will be challenging, but the real question is, how much will the bull have to sacrifice before he's able to lock horns? This makes the initial part of the engagements crucial. Tszyu inherits the role of the reactive fighter. As soon as he gets a read on Hatton's commitment, he'll pull the trigger on his punches and then pull out. This stage is also vital because if Tszyu misreads the situation and throws too soon, it gives Hatton the opportunity to close in without consequences. With the fight unfolding at such a rapid pace, miscalculating Hatton's feints or the punch he chooses to lead with can make all the difference.
And again there, Hatton. Perfectly.
Well, like two bulls in there, Gary. No one's prepared to give up any ground.
We're excited by it nevertheless.
As the reactive fighter, Tsyu's punches demand precise timing, especially with Hatton charging in like a battering ram. Tszyu must either catch Hatton as he commits, or find openings between Hatton's punches as the exchanges unfold.
If you're a Ricky Hatton fan,
The second phase of the initial encounter is the clinch, where the fighters lock horns. Although it may not be the most visually appealing part of the fight, it is undoubtedly grueling. At this phase, the two warriors wrestle for positioning, where arm and head placement are crucial. If Tszyu fails to control Hatton's arms, he leaves himself vulnerable to body shots. If Hatton can secure inside position with underhooks, he sets himself up for uppercuts and hooks. While heavy clinching is often frowned upon today, it's a battle within the battle. And this is where Hatton excelled. His rugged style allowed him to gain leverage in tight spaces. These punches may not be powerful enough to knock Tszyu out, but the combination of wrestling in the clinch and inside boxing is designed to wear down Tszyu's legs and break his spirit.
Ricky Hatton though. As we enter towards a fifth round.
That was a good right away from it.
Well, as he perhaps found he's seen a lot of what Kosta can do.
The third and final phase of the exchanges is the ongoing battle that occurs after the clinch, assuming the referee doesn't break it up. Hatton's style is designed to smother his opponents, leaving little time to think or breathe. If Tszyu stands his ground, he risks being outmaneuvered by Hatton. This is why Tszyu often fights off his back foot, creating just enough space to extend his punches. However, if he can't plant his feet in time before throwing, it diminishes the power of his punches. You must also consider how much energy remains after a prolonged exchange and tussle, how much stamina is left for continued exchanges before Tszyu can take a brief pause to recuperate.
Now Ricky Hatton.
Tsyzu's still in there, and while he's still in there fighting, he cannot write the man off.
And on a night like this, where the air is sparse, it was a right hook that...
Too much swelling or scarring around his face.
That was a decent straight jab. He's taken a bit tonight, Hatton. They wondered, could he withstand the power? What was his defense like?
The initial punch poses the greatest danger, as Tszyu generates maximum power with his feet firmly planted. Compounding this, Hatton's forward momentum risks a collision if he gets struck. Yet, with Hatton's tenacity, he is prepared to push through that initial barrier. Beyond that first barrier, Tszyu's punches lose some of his potency as he moves backwards and punches while in motion. Because of this, he is unable to set his feet, diminishing his power after his opening strike, leading to a gradual decrease in force as the exchanges progresses. However, when Tszyu stepped back and held his ground, he remained just as dangerous as during the initial contact.
He's worked some decent stuff on the inside, but Hatton really, that'll be a worry for Hatton. The power,
But Ricky Hatton won't let him. Good right hand from Ricky Hatton.
unbelievable. He's by the champion.
Given that the initial contact was one of the fight's most crucial aspects, Hatton made several adjustments to disrupt his patterns. He timed Tszyu's jab and simultaneously threw his right cross while keeping his head off the center line to evade Tszyu's jab. Another tactic involved slipping to the left, loading his lead shoulder and exploding off his lead foot. This turned his jab into a cannonball, allowing him to close significant distance. If he missed that punch, he would be enraged to follow up with the power punch. Eventually, Tszyu became worn down and retired on a stool before the final bell. This bout perfectly illustrates that boxing is as much about fighting as it is about technique. While technique and fundamentals are crucial, stamina and durability are equally vital. Hatton was prepared to endure hits to deliver his own. It's a gritty approach to fighting, but in war, it's about being the last man standing.
Rounds for 2 years by Kosta. Sit after the body again. He in 2002. On with the job. The focus is there.
10 seconds, corners.
Thought he could do it. Many of the experts were skeptical, but